Hi, it's Emily. Today I'm going to talk about how to stop a note on the flute. So first thing is don't use your tongue, okay? So if I play you can hear I'm doing and I'm stopping with my tongue. No, it's not how you do it on the flute. I know some instruments do it like that, but it changes the pitch, it changes the sound. So it's not how we do it. You just stop blowing. So you play and you stop blowing. So ta, just that. The tongue has nothing to do with it. Then there's little issues because sometimes when you stop a note, you don't want to stop. You don't want to just have a note loud and then it stops. You want to have a little tiny decrescendo at the end. It's more musical. So then you have a problem of intonation because if you have less air, the pitch will go down a little bit. So you have to counteract that. You can send the air just a bit higher. So, and you keep the pitch. Because if I just blow less and I don't counteract the natural going down, it sounds like this. And we hear a lot of that in end of phrases and people playing the flute. They play and then the end of phrase goes down. So there are different ways to change the intonation. You can move your flute. When you turn it out, it goes up. When you turn it down, it goes down, okay? You can move your head, it does the same thing. So it goes up when I look up, and when I look down, it goes down. And then you can also use more of the muscles of the face, like. So I also change the angle like that. Usually we say not to move the flute like that. That's not the best idea, but I think, if you really need to, it's better to do that in the end of a note than let it go down. So it's good to know different ways to counteract those things, so that you can control your intonation on the end of a note. So that's pretty much it for ending the note. Then sometimes you have to end a note, breathe very fast, and start a new note. So what I would say is you don't have to open your mouth if you don't have a lot of time. So if you're going, I don't know. So you can go. Sometimes I use my nose. Some people say you shouldn't. I don't know. Sometimes I do it. Usually I use my mouth, but even if you do that, you can go. And if you don't move here, you can still have air come in and you don't lose time to go like this. And the other thing is make space. When you want to breathe fast, keep the throat open. You don't want to that type of thing. That means that your throat is more closed. And make space. So what I do is I'm like this, and I just open my chest and air comes in. Or I push my belly forward. Personally, opening my chest is a bit faster for me, but find what's comfortable for you. And it depends if I'm standing, if I'm sitting down, but that's very efficient for me. And then I use these muscles to push the air with a lot of stability. Of course, like I said, if you have less air at the end of your note, it's going to go down. So maybe you want to keep the same speed, or maybe you want to increase the speed. If you don't want to use this method, you can increase this air speed. That's going to raise your pitch too a little bit. So if I can move the pitch a little bit just with how much I support the air. So all those things come together. You can practice with a tuner and be mindful when you get to the end. Oh, do I see it go down? Some students, sometimes they don't hear that it goes down until I show them on a tuner. And then when they see it go down, they make the link. Oh, that's a connection. That's how it sounds. And then it gets better. So if you don't hear it and you're not sure, you can use a tuner. There's some apps now on phones. It's very cheap, so you can do that. And that's it. So to end a note, don't use your tongue. If you want to do a little decrescendo at the end, make sure you're mindful of your intonation. Even if you don't want to, Sometimes at the end of a phrase, we don't have as much air left and then the pitch goes down. So just be mindful of that. And then when you have very little time to stop a note and start the next one and you need to breathe, you don't have to open your mouth. You can do that, and you can breathe fast if you make space in your body. That's pretty much what I had to say about the subject. I hope this was helpful. If you like the video, please like it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And you can go and check out our website, musically.com, for books and music. And thanks for watching. See you next time.